All right, good morning, third graders. We are going to continue with data. So today we're going to talk about tally charts, frequency tables, which this should look a little bit familiar to you. So this line plot right here. So a tally chart can be used to record data. So you can see here, tally chart is how many people are 7 years old in a group. One person is how many people are 8. In this case, it's 3, so they take down 3 tallies. Normally you do this because you're going around and maybe you fill out one tally here, then one tally here, then one tally here. So it's hard to transfer it to this. You can't just put 1 is 8 years old because you're not done surveying the group. So this is just an easy way to record data. And then frequency table is just kind of transferring that data. So just looking at the number 3 or the number 5 is a little bit easier than looking at 5 tallies or 3 tallies. Okay? And then when we go to a line plot, that just makes the eye focus on whatever that one is that is the highest. So right away, if I'm looking at my line plot and I just want to know which one happens the most often, in this case, my eye goes right to the tallest part of the line plot, which happens to be 9 years old. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a little bit on our own. So how many basketball players are 10 years old? You can look here. Your answer should be 4. Which age appears the most often? Again, you can look at any of these if you would really like to. But age, or sorry, that's basketball players' age is, again, 9 years old. So 9 years old should go here. Moving on to 3. Are there more players younger than 9 or more players that are older than 9? So this would be one where you can easily look at that line chart or line plot. So are there more that are older than 9 or younger than 9? Now keep in mind that you can't use 9, so it's these versus these. Okay? So there's more that are older in this case. Okay, so number 3 would be older. Oops, why is it moving? And then you need to write another question that can be answered by using this data. Okay. So that one's on you. Next page and the last page, just FYI. So this is a chart where you would do this, but I'm going to make it a little bit easier and do this for you. So have 10 classmates spread their fingers apart as far as possible. Measure from the tip of their thumb to the tip of their little finger to the nearest ½ inch and record the data in the tally chart below. And then make a frequency table. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what these are, just for the ease of doing this. So length, we're going to start out with 5.5 and just go by a ½ inch from there. So 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, and 8. Okay. So just to make things a little bit easier, now I went around and I measured everyone's. One person was 5.5. Let's go with 2 or 6. We'll go with 3 or 6.5, 2 or 7, 7.5, 1, and 8, 1. Okay, so now I want to transfer that over here. So the frequency of that, we'll have 5.5 again, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, and 8. So again, just imagine yourself, you went around, measured people's, and this is the data that you collected. Okay, so here we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so that's how we fill out our chart. And then when we go down to here, we need to go 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, and 8. Okay, and now this is when we fill in the dots. So here, 5.5, I'm going to put 1 dot. 6, I'm going to put 2. 6.5, I'm going to put 3. 7 is 2. 7.5 and 8 are both 1. Okay, and then you're going to use that data. I'm going to have to erase it right now, but you should still have it, and I'll remember it and have it next to me as well to answer the next couple questions. All right, so which length occurred the most often. So in this case, it should be 6.5 inches. You can abbreviate inches again, remember IN. And then you need to write a question that can be solved by using that data plot. So again, that one's kind of on you. The answers will vary. And then check your understanding. The line plot above shows that blank students had a handspan of blank inches long. Okay. So again, just kind of fill that in. Answers will vary. So you can put whatever 3 students had a handspan of 6.5 inches long, or whatever one you decide to choose. Okay. Once you finish that, if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can go ahead and get started on your homework, and hopefully have no homework over the long weekend.